For the next 7 weeks, I'm going to be backpacking with my mate James through Panama, Colombia and Venezuela.
Plan is we're going to take that dinghy and row it over to James Island over there.
I didn't see that part.
You're not allowed to come on my island if you don't have any room.
Oh, here it is! We're finally about to start the trek to the Lost City. It's been so much fun just going through the jungle, going up and down, weaving in and out, crossing rivers. To get James's footwear on video. Perfect. There you go. Just give it a walk around like you're in a shoe shop or something. It's the tallest waterfall in the world. Tomorrow we're going to go right up next to it and we might even get to swim at the base of it. For fans of Up, this is the mountain that they used. So, just this whole thing about me being super slow. Sure, I was just talking to film, but let's not worry about that kind of stuff.
I had to stop leaving messages.
Hurry up, Karl.
It looks scary from here.
Yeah. Basically got another day of just chilling in paradise, really.
I said to James, that's gonna be epic diving into the sunset.
In 2013, me and my mate James, we quit our jobs and went backpacking around the world for 9 months, starting in Hong Kong, going through 20 different countries from 4 continents, and finishing in New York. And we filmed the whole trip and it became the online series HK to NY. And for me, I'd been backpacking before, but for James, this was his first time travelling.
My longest holiday, 2 weeks I think?
So how's it feel going away for 9 months?
Don't know yet. Ask me tomorrow.
And so at the start of the trip, he was like, well, I want to come for the whole 9 months, but maybe I'll just do 3 after see how much I enjoy it. But by the end of it, we're both having so much fun that he didn't want to go home, I didn't want to go home, but you know, our money had run out, so we didn't really have much choice. So we got back to the UK and we both got jobs sorted like that. And then for James, he loved the trip so much that he immediately began saving up to go away again. And then a year and a half later, he quit his job again and he's now traveling for a year by himself through Central and South America. And not only that, he loved the trip so much that he's now got a sleeve tattoo of the trip we did on his arm, featuring pictures of some of the key places we went to and some of the different cultures we experienced, and it looks amazing. So yeah, he's a properly changed man. He's not really, he's still just a dick. Anyway, he started in Cancun in Mexico, and he's been working his way down through Central America since March, going to beaches, jungles, islands, seeing Mayan ruins. He's learned how to scuba dive, he's been bungee jumping again, and just having the time of his life basically. And so the obvious question is, why didn't I go with him? Now, I've also quit my job again, but that was to move from working as a full-time video editor to freelancing. And so by contracting, I can now just work, travel, keep that going indefinitely, and as long as the money's coming in, I can go to as many places as I want to. And so a few months ago, I did a trip to Tibet and Nepal with my flatmate Chris.
Just being aware of everything you say is going to be a bit strange, especially for someone like Karl who shoots his mouth off at literally every opportunity.
And Chris, you know, everyone loves Chris. He's funny, he's sociable, he's great on camera, and in Tibet, he nearly died of severe altitude sickness and he was in hospital for 3 nights. And then I put the video on YouTube, and when people saw Chris suffering in hospital, all I had to say was, "Where's James?" And so it's almost like he's back by popular demand or something, but I'm going to be flying out to join him for 7 weeks this summer, traveling through Panama, Colombia and Venezuela, and it's just going to be so much fun. We'll have a week working our way through Panama before boarding a yacht that will sail us through the Caribbean islands of San Blas and across to Colombia. Staying on the coast, our main goal is to do the trek to the lost city that's buried deep in the jungles of Sierra Nevada. Finally in Venezuela, we'll be heading inland to Angel Falls, the highest waterfall on the planet, before exploring the lost world of the Rainbow Mountain. So it's going to be a crazy 7-week adventure, and I'm absolutely buzzing, and my flight actually leaves this afternoon, so I probably should pack this up and get going. In order to get to the island James is on, it's going to take an 8-hour flight from London to New York, Then after a short layover, it's a 5-hour flight down to Panama City. And finally, I'll board a small plane for an hour-long flight over Panama to reach the small island of Bocas del Toro. Bocas del Toro is a small island off the Caribbean coast of Panama. James and I came here in 2013, and our plan for the next few days was just to catch up, chill out, and have a long drawn-out celebration for James's birthday.
Hola!
Happy birthday, James!
Yep, we're going.
How close was that?
It was better. I was more concentrating on the camera rather than... Come back up, I'll show you.
Last time we were here, we stayed at the Aqua Lounge, where James has spent the entire day trying to perfect the flip and dive into the water.
It's not gonna happen.
I can keep watching this all afternoon.
So we headed back over for old time's sake.
I was so far off. You lost it in your old age, mate. James doing the Matrix jump right now. This is the first time this has ever happened. We just met some random people and they've seen HK2NY on YouTube.
Oh yes, we have! It inspired us to come here. Amazing video.
Inspiration. You're welcome. You are welcome.
That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, that was it.
Was this in the video?
Yeah. So you're on the new one now. You're on the new one. That's fucking amazing.
And I still can't do my front flip.
Don't worry, it's front flip Wednesday.
That's fucking awesome. I'm very proud right now.
After having a few days catching up in Bocas, we set off for where the real adventure starts with sailing through the San Blas Islands. We decided to break up the long journey there by stopping at the Lost and Found hostel in the middle of the cloud forest.
Just got off the bus and James just straight in an ant's nest.
Got to put my bag straight on top of the ant.
We arrived just before nightfall, and as the evening drew in, we hung out with our fellow backpackers as well as the resident Kinkajo named Rocky.
Hablas inglés?
Have to do the David Attenborough. So we're in the cage with Rocky. Kinkajo.
Kinkajo? He's eating right now.
Yeah.
Do you like mosquito spray?
He's going to me now.
Do you like mosquito? I do. He's pulled.
Bowman.
Best of all in the world.
You were chatting on Tinder, weren't you? I feel bad for mosquito spray.
I didn't put any
like
on.
1,000 deep mosquito spray. It's probably going to kill him.
1,000 deep.
What did you do to poor Rocky?
He's burned alive. I did put on any.
See?
He actually died.
I think I killed Rocky.
Murder weapon. Deet.
Like most other hostels in the world, the Lost and Found organises all kinds of tours to see the local area. However, we didn't really fancy paying $40 to go see a waterfall, when for $2 we could hop on the local bus and spend the day at a river canyon for free.
Anyway, let's get your bed bugs before we forget.
Get your bed.
The joys of travelling. Half of them are gone now, but what?
Destroyed the other night.
Bedford bites.
Still something, yeah.
Whilst we film your body, let's just see your tattoo as well. For your fans.
For my fan. Fuck off,
You're
mate.
adoring.
So for the plan today is we're basically going to jump in here and get fucked up. I realise most of the start of this video is just jumping into stuff, but it will get more interesting once we start sailing in the Caribbean. But for now... You were underneath for a while there.
Shit on the bottom.
You hit your chin on the bottom. Right, so real man.
Those are the real men. This is going to be a moment in video history.
You know my history of jumping off stuff. This is progress.
YOLO!
This is the plan for today. Just to hang out in this river and drink some drink. Not caring the world.
Selfie time!
James and George decided to have a challenge to see who could be first to climb up the wet slippery rocks and out of the canyon.
Trying to climb in the rain. Yes! Pleased with your achievement?
Mate, one of the best things.
Champion.
I deserve it.
So George, you got up second. How does that feel?
Depressing as fuck. If I could lose to anyone, this wasn't. Oh, fuck, I think it was. Oh no, tough camera. George doesn't come second.
Oh. Not in George's world.
In my world, I was the first in the world.
I was King James the First. Which King George were you?
Third. Busted, how did you know?
Not gonna lie, I'm really pleased the way I jumped off. Didn't dislocate my shoulder. So we've all achieved something today. So you know.
We were finally making our way to Portobelo to catch our boat, but it was going to take a day and a half to get there.
Joys of travelling, standing on a minibus for over an hour.
We've upgraded from standing on a shuttle bus for an hour to air-conditioned, proper double-decker National Express kind of bus. What do you have? Gutted.
After 8 hours of travelling, we spent the night in Panama City before heading north to the Caribbean coast. We were travelling on these colourful buses that used to be school buses in the States, and joining us was Andy, who James had met early in his trip in Belize.
We have arrived in Portobelo, where we're going to get the boat tomorrow through the Caribbean, and quite appropriately, staying at a hostel called Captain Jack's. I think Captain Jack will approve because there's plenty of rum. But yeah, it's a cool little colonial Caribbean town. It's like something almost out of a movie. So we're just gonna have a little wander around, stock up on a shitload of alcohol for our boat, and yeah, get ready to set sail tomorrow.
Portobelo was founded in the 16th century and was one of the ports on the route of the Spanish treasure fleets. In 1668, the famous pirate Captain Morgan attacked and captured the city and plundered it for 14 days, stripping it of nearly all its wealth.
Here be pirates!
I think a few people use this for not just looking at it.
It's a lookout tower / toilet. Jesus. You've smelled a toilet before, it's like that basically.
In 1739, the British captured the town with a victory that became famous throughout their empire. In honour of the victory, Portobelo was used in place and street names such as Portobello Road in Notting Hill in London. Despite the famous victory, the Spanish recovered the town just 2 years later.
Barely even spotted it walking along.
Who, you?
Well, yeah. Eagle-eyed James.
Mate, I've spent 5 months looking at ruins.
That's true. Bet you could tell me what date it was built.
Andy, that's got to be like some sort of fort or something. I reckon it might have been a castle, you know. Not second guess.
The following evening, it was finally time to catch our boat. For the next 3 days, we'll be sailing through the San Blas Islands, followed by 2 more days across the open sea to reach Colombia. There was 10 of us sailing on the Ave Maria boat, plus the Captain Paul and his wife Sindri.
Alright, quick tour of the boat. This is the kitchen where Sindri cooks up all the delicious food. And then down here we got 2 of the more comfy beds in the boat. Some people looked at the double beds. the captain's having a little nap over there. Here's where James is sleeping. Just walk down here past the toilet. In here, it's a 4-bedroom that I'm in. Andy's having a little nap there, and I'm in the opposite bed just up here. And then back up through here, you can see onto the deck. So that's where we're staying tonight, right there.
Our boat parked up next to this group of islands where we'll have all day and night to explore.
On the way back, you see much more sea life than you do on the way out.
Since we're in the Caribbean, James couldn't visit an island without his rum and coke.
Looks well funny. Come on mate, it's the Caribbean.
As the day progressed, James got his eye on a different island to explore.
Plan is we're going to take that dinghy and row it over to James Island over there because it's really small.
We have to make sure that we tie the dinghy.
And it's very shallow when you are trying to find the enter.
Okay.
Since we're on Captain Jack's boat,
There's James's Island. That's where we're heading for. Just keep going straight, Martin. Doing a great job.
nope. No one's ever been there.
That's why we're going to claim it.
Come on, Andy.
Yeah.
Can't believe we've actually done this. This is awesome.
Give me my flag.
Just claimed James's Island for ourselves. This is how small it is, and it's all ours. Our own private island in the middle of the Caribbean.
That's amazing.
Classy as fuck island.
You're only allowed to wear tights. Don't come on my island if you haven't got a tie. Where's your tie, Andy? Oh, okay. Where's your tie? Oh, you got Volcom. Where's your tie, Karl?
I'm definitely wearing one. You just can't see it behind the camera.
You haven't got a tie on it. You gotta go.
James is trying to build a house for his island.
Right, boys, start building me a fucking house.
Where are the resources?
Yeah. That's all I need.
Trying to get some. Alright, James has completed James's house on James's Island.
Martin built this house with rum and coke and rum. Everything you need to live forever. I built this with these hands. I built this.
Basically spending the evening underneath the stars, attracting manta rays and turtles. We saw a turtle, we had a giant fish, a piggyback. We're trying to entice them back to actually get it on film.
Oh, you know it. Hey, manta ray, you want a quiz?
Ignored it.
Oh, come on. He wants it. Hello, you sexy beast. Take those fins and picture. Let me see what you've got. Do your fin, baby. Yeah, look at it.
That could be a turtle.
Is that it? Definitely a turtle.
Yeah, it's
Definitely come up now.
In the morning, we sail to our second group of islands, which will also have all day and night to explore. And following yesterday's success, James is now taken to claiming every island as his own.
Put my flag up.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna stick on that stick. Squeeze the wings on.
It's going that way.
So there with my proudest moment.
Welcome to James's Island, Andy.
Oh, do I need to go through customs?
You need rum.
You're not allowed to come on my island if you don't have any rum.
Rum? I brought rum. I've got Cortez. I've got beers. I've got rum. Oh, here it is!
It's the floating bar. So James's floating bar log disappeared. He got stung by a sea urchin. Drifted down the shore. So I just went for a snorkel for a bit. Half an hour later, he's working his way back. Here he is. James has got wood. Thrust, James. You like that? You like that log? Well done, mate. Made it.
This is my island. Get off my island. Oh, catch him!
There we go. What have you got there, Andy, anyway?
There's a crab which appears to be like the end of a toothpaste thingy, or I'm not sure what it is actually. He's actually got nitro, like turns it on, it goes like rocket power. Rocket frog, frog? Crab. Amazing. He's getting down with shorts. Ah!
Abilities, yeah.
It was our third day in the San Blas, and with the sun outshining, we sailed to our final group of islands.
This is going to be a Tom Daly special, this is. Ready for it?
Go.
Very refreshing, mate.
Beautiful.
Basically got another day of just chilling in paradise, really. I mean, the sun is beating down, it's boiling hot, and we got a full day of just hanging out here. And then tonight, about 7:30, we start making the ocean crossing to Cartagena in Colombia. This island's got some of the local cooners living on, so I'm going to try and say hello to them. Then later on, we're going to go up and try and conquer another island for James, and have a few drinks, as always. But yeah, this is just like dictionary definition of paradise here. It's just incredible.
What's your name?
Giancarlo.
Giancarlo. How you doing? This your home?
Huh? Sí.
Nice house.
Acá.
Very nice.
Family.
Yes, your family.
Yeah.
You just make that with your knife?
Yeah. Is animal what name?
It's like a goat. Yeah, goat. Yeah.
Lobster.
Oh,
Lobster.
very nice. Cool.
What's your name?
Karl.
Karl.
Yeah. How you doing?
Well, they were all very friendly, warm and welcoming, really nice people. We're going to buy some fish off them for lunch. Good on the cooners here, lovely bunch of people. I think it's safe to say me and James aren't masters of sailing. I've sliced my foot open getting into the boat, nearly broke a toe walking around the boat, got lots of other cuts, got bitten by something in the sea, and smacked my head on the window by my bed. James has got sea urchin bites, bite stings even.
That was from the palm tree.
Raised from the palm tree.
don't know what that one was from.
Massive scrape down his leg, which you can't see but in mine.
And a nice black eye.
Black eye from another bang he had on the window as well.
After licking our wounds on deck, we had one final island to conquer for James.
Made it to another James Island. This is my boat!
Very comfy throw.
Kneel to King James.
I hereby declare you Sir Karl.
I will keep fit on James Island.
Multi-purpose coconuts.
What coconuts made for?
Beer cooler. How awesome is this though, just chilling out on our own private island in the Caribbean?
As the evening drew in, we used the dinghy to create our own little private party boat. And with music playing and the drinks flowing, we tried to get the perfect shot of James diving into the sea at sunset.
Right, go.
I said to James, that's gonna be epic diving into the sunset.
The sunset was so beautiful that James wanted to take a shot of it himself.
You got like 30 seconds of footage of my face probably.
That night, we raised the anchor and began sailing across the open sea towards Colombia. It was going to take over 40 hours to get there, and everyone had a go at sailing the boat. After 5 days of living on a boat, we were finally approaching mainland with Colombia in our sights.
We finally made it to Colombia, just a few hours late. Made it, mate?
We did.
What were you just trying to get off that boat there?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, alright, cool.
We had a couple of days hanging out in Cartagena before making a 4-hour trip to Santa Marta. Now, this town lies on the edge of Tirona National Park, where there's tons of things to see and do, such as beaches, jungles, villages, and waterfalls. But we didn't see any of that because we spent 5 days just chilling out at our hostel and partying away.
Hostel's basically like a vortex, and we just got stuck there because it was just so much fun partying.
The good news was, we used those few days to recruit a group of 9 people to join us on the 5-day trek to the Lost City. The bad news was, we were all starting this trek completely hungover.
Everyone good? Everyone happy? Everyone comfy? Loving life? Over there we've got people who've just done the tour looking knackered. And yet we look even more tired and we haven't even started. We're finally about to start the trek to the Lost City. It's going to be a 5-day trek, sort of 2.5 days there and 2.5 days back. Should be a lot of fun. I think we're going to get soaking wet from sweating and from thunderstorms and obviously from jumping in rivers, but maybe bitten to death by mosquitoes, but I think the walk's going to be awesome and the city's supposed to look spectacular as well. To get James's footwear on video, per usual.
Especially bad this time.
Basically got holes in. Moldy spot. Will they last 5 days?
I don't think so.
I'm keen to start walking actually. We've been lazing around here eating food and like morale's not very high at the minute, but once we get going it should be alright. James, shoe watch. How are we doing?
Oh, they're just ripped already.
Ripping already. How long have we been walking for?
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
It's not even that.
It's about 3.
It feels like 15.
Lost City is buried deep in the Sierra Nevada mountains. To reach it requires a 28-mile round trip winding up through the hills, jungles, and river valleys. We don't reach the city until the 3rd morning, which means 2 days of hiking through the heat and humidity of the rainforest.
Made it to the first swimming pool, wash off the sweat,
wash off the slips.
Right, what we got here is a fucking spider. Oh, that's an evil looking bastard. If that little beauty bites you, you're absolutely fucked.
First proper rest stop. What we just did can only be described as a sweaty slog. I was walking up and sort of the water in my hair from dipping in the pool was dripping down me. And suddenly the taste just changed to salt. I was like, yep, sweating again. The dogs have followed us all the way up, and we've also got a little bar here. You can actually buy beers, but I think that's it for the way down. Gabriel, all good?
Hola, ¿cómo está, mi amigo? Sudando mucho.
Nice. Shoe watch, 2 hours in.
Oh, they're fucked. You have to actually write a letter to Vans, like to say, like, these are actually all terrain.
Yeah, well, onwards to the next bar.
Second bar, please.
Bar 2, mate, on the bar crawl. Snack break. Definitely stopping for a beer on the way back down with this view. Not on the way up though. Bit of a jump, mate. There's a bridge. Oh! How was that?
Beautiful.
Champion.
Right, that's our campsite for the night down there. Well, it's not even campsite, we're in hammocks, but first day was fucking awesome. It's been so much fun just going through the jungle, going up and down, weaving in and out, crossing rivers, seeing all these little villages and stuff. And we got, well, 4 more days of it, so I can't wait. But when we get down there, I think James is already there. James is probably in his hammock now, asleep already. He's been suffering a bit today from the 5-day bender. But yeah, it's been good. That's where we're sleeping tonight, I think. James straight in.
I'm going to bed, mate.
See you tomorrow, buddy. Right, here's the evening yoga session. Get warm down. A chest full of beer. How much, mate? This is my bed for tonight. Pretty comfy, actually. And we're going to be up at the crack of dawn tomorrow to carry on the trek. 5:30, I think we're waking up. So having an early night tonight. Slept okay last night. Took a while to get to sleep. The best thing is this morning I put my clothes on from yesterday and it was soaking wet and freezing cold. But I'm starting to warm up. Let's have a look. Morning shoe watch.
A lot bigger than it was yesterday.
See how they survived day 2.
Better than me, I hope.
So we're gonna have breakfast then head off.
Just saying goodbye to us.
Our second day began with a long steep climb up and over a hill before heading all the way back down again into the next valley.
You did better that time.
Okay guys, so this is Indian's village. The tribe who live here is called Kogi.
The Kogi people are an indigenous group that descend from the Tairona civilization that built the lost city. Apparently, they visited the city regularly before it was officially found in 1972. They just didn't tell anyone about it.
You can take photos of the village, but don't take photos of the Indians because some of them don't like to take photos.
Trying to figure out a way across. Build a dam.
That didn't work.
Definitely the most beautiful river crossing we've done so far. This is gorgeous.
It wasn't long before we reached our lunch stop, but we had a chance to cool off again by swimming in the river.
Good doggy paddle, good doggy paddle. Pretty fun.
Boris and James having a good time. Your own little spa. Getting the spa treatment. I'm tickling your balls. She wants to give you a minute. Definitely one of the best views of the trip so far. Path right here has just been hacked through thick jungle. Pretty cool. A hell of a machete to make this. Get higher up now. Made it to another rest stop. I don't think I've ever sweated so much my entire life. It's disgusting. How are you, Andy?
Not the only one sweating.
Oh, it's not just me, it's the whole group.
Yeah, just water. Like.
Just have a listen to this. Have a listen to this. All right, Boris. Oh yeah, it's a football pitch. Yeah, I could do a little warm up. How are you getting on, Martin? You all right?
Perfect.
Perfect.
I've just been dreaming about cold drinks and ice lollies the whole time. Or someone just throwing a bucket of ice water in my face.
That's how Stu watch.
I got a bit of rope in my bag.
You said you could feel it falling apart.
That didn't work, did it?
Yes, it looks good.
Do you want me to Swiss Army knife the ends, mate? So they look a bit like authentic.
Tidy it up.
Yeah, tidy it up. Come on. Hola, mijo, ¿cómo estás? What do you want me to do? Shot back inside? Just get me a little bit.
Ah! Get off! Ocho no.
Keep that, pin that to me.
Carry a bit of James with you wherever you go.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
How long will that last?
We were on the last stretch to get to the base camp of the Lost City. However, before we reached camp, we had to cross the river and there was no stepping stones to help us out this time.
Easy on a sunny shot.
By the time we reached the camp, the sun was going down and I put the camera away because I was completely exhausted. In the morning, it was only a 1 kilometer walk to the city, but there was two problems. One, I woke up feeling ill and couldn't stomach any food. And two, the remaining part of the walk was straight up 1,200 steps to reach the city.
Just keeps going and going. Made it to the top.
Yeah,
Fucking knackered actually, I'm really knackered. It was hard going those steps. Feeling a bit drained just from lack of sleep and lack of decent food, but I guess it's all part of it.
Okay, welcome guys to the archaeological park, the Yuna.
The city's bigger than I thought it was. We're going to get a tour around, I guess, and have it slowly translated to us.
Try to take all the good energy of this place, okay?
Espero que les guste el sitio y lo disfruten.
We hope you like this place and enjoy it.
The lost city of Tayuna was built at the start of the 9th century, making it some 650 years older than Machu Picchu in Peru. It's believed it was the political and manufacturing center of the region and may have housed between 2,000 to 8,000 people.
It was very cool actually finally being here. Very Indiana Jonesy kind of vibe, wandering around these ruins in the jungle. Wish I wasn't feeling like such shit after doing the trek, but it's still pretty spectacular.
Abandoned during the Spanish conquest, the city was found in 1972 when a group of local treasure looters discovered the stone steps leading up to the city. Golden figurines and ceramic urns from the city began appearing in the local black market, which led to archaeologists reaching the site in 1976 and spending the next 6 years reconstructing it.
So the archaeologists, for the last 30 years, they've discovered over 200 different sites within this city. spreading across a space of over 30 acres. So it's a pretty big city actually. Good find.
Well, what does it say? It took a lot of stones to build it. I haven't counted them, so I don't know. It looks like a lot of stones.
One last push for the main view. Yes, 2.5 days of hiking. It was pretty hard going, but definitely worth it to see that, especially now there's no people in it.
Beautiful view. Feel sorry for the guys who got to carry the stones up here. Beautiful scenery, cloud forest. It's worth the hike.
Made it here. Just gonna get back now.
Need to find some more string or whatever this stuff is.
Some vine.
Apparently this is the only snack we have. Bear Grylls style.
It really have lots of protein.
Oh, I don't really want to eat it, really. I was only joking. Do you rip off the back? What will
Take the head and bite and keep the head in your hand.
Be tasty.
I don't really want to eat it.
Do it.
Oh no.
I know that. I'm sure that you know it. It's someone have water to eat.
It's all right. I've got gold.
Yeah.
How do you eat it?
Official sponsors of
the head
Lost
off.
City Trek.
Any holes a goal.
Goal, the taste of exploration. But now we're gonna have 2.5 days of walking back down. You guys ready to walk back down for 2.5 days?
Maybe.
Bring it on.
There is a river, so we're wondering if we can just get tubes and go down that. It'll be a lot quicker and a lot more fun. We've got some rum, we've got some drinks. But yeah, it's been brilliant and definitely worth it. I can highly recommend coming here. Lost City was amazing, and it's not quite as spectacular as Machu Picchu, but with Machu Picchu you can get the bus up. Here you have to earn it by doing the trek. And we did earn it because it was really hard work.
As we started walking back down, my mild illness turned into full-on food poisoning, and in fact, 5 out of our group of 15 people got ill. So we condensed the walk back to just 1.5 days to get out the jungle as quickly as possible.
Going back, you had to do the entire trek again, and I had to do it with mild food poisoning. So it's like the hardest trek you've done in your life, but this time do it when you're ill. So
Been travelling for 7 months. I've never been this ill in all of Central. Takes one crazy cook to fuck something up. And I'm pissed on shit.
So it's last check-in with James's shoe.
Survived.
Survived.
The one that I thought would break didn't. The one that I thought would be fine broke. Right's not all right.
Gonna get a new one in for Venezuela though.
Probably. Possibly.
But yeah, definitely worth it. And now we're gonna go chill out in Palomino for a couple of days, tubing and just relax and have a wash and sleep in a bed. I'm gonna queue down. Everyone's coming. Tubing.
It was a 2-hour drive to Palomino, and after having a couple of nights to recover, we picked up some tubes and headed straight for the river.
Alright, start the tubing tour. Just have the introduction, please.
Yeah, so it's a barefoot river tour.
She's in there.
Flip-flops in a flip-flop bag, please, people.
Introductory rum and coke drink.
Don't spill the drug.
Everyone has to have fun. Anyone in a bad mood gets kicked off their ring and they get drowned in the river.
We're strict but fair. If you're not having fun, you're dead.
That's why you don't play the river without alcohol. Sorry. Really am. Cheers, bud. This is nice. After all the trekking and then the food poisoning.
This is a drink that James has invented that he's now spreading around the world.
Everyone loves it.
What's it called?
Rummerade.
And what's it made of?
Rum and Gatorade.
Okay.
And it tastes just like Gatorade. And it keeps you hydrated, so when you get drunk, you wake up fine. Sort of.
It's a good one. That's a good advert for it.
You're not having fun. What did you do with them? You fucking slapper. 3 stairs, bro. Hold on, James. Come on. It's the rebirth of James.
That's because it was like he's been bored.
Nearly there. Oh, it's a beautiful sight. Try
trying to splash me in the water.
Getting drunk on the river was the perfect end for our time together. We'd gradually built up this fantastic group of friends since we started in Panama, but we'll now be going our separate ways as James and I head into Venezuela.
It's the tallest waterfall in the world.
Tomorrow we're going to go right up next to it, and we might even get to swim at the base of it.
So we went to this white van with blacked out windows, getting the Venezuelan money.
Here's 100, here's another 100. And we're like, nah, that's not right.
For fans of Up, this is the mountain that they used.
It looks scary from here.
Yeah. That's James. He's going to walk under the waterfall too. Time to explore in a cave.
It reminds me of that film, The Sack.
This is our play.